Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. Today I'm going to be doing another haul video. I've got a few things that I haven't shown you guys that we picked up at yard sales, estate sales over the probably last week, last 2 weeks maybe, some of it. And then I've got another bins bag. Robert said I have how many left?
4 left over there.
4 more of the large garbage bags left from our St. Louis trip. So
five counting this one.
5 counting this one. And so gonna get some non-plush stuff, and then I can get my plush from the bag. So let me go ahead and start with this first box. I think this was at an estate sale. It said Easter $5. And then when I opened it up, it just kind of had a hodgepodge of stuff. Look, some Easter hanging egg kit. Here you go. Jointed Easter bunny. Of course, some of that. These are interesting only because they're so large. I'm thinking they're vintage. You can throw that grass away. But these were in the bottom and they intrigued me. I remember somebody at one point was saying these vintage blow up bunnies was worth a whole bunch. So I don't know. It looks like I've got a boy one and a girl one. I'll probably sell these in a lot. I've got a couple of these. I like this. Don't know how old they are. I'll pull the stickers off the bottom and see. But little tea light Halloween things. There's a whole bunch of just eggs. Here's a little flying thing. Oh, there's actually a couple of them. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, another little blow up Easter bunny. Look, we even got Thanksgiving in the Easter box. Candles. Don't think I'll list these right now. I'll probably set them aside and list when it's winter time. If it doesn't sell, will I remember to take it down? Probably not. I don't know what's all in this stuff. I don't know. Just looks like maybe garbage. I don't know. But there's some of this down there. I'll have Robert look.
Maybe you fill it with leaves.
Oh, maybe, but it's not looking that great. It's going to go in the trash. There may be a few more pieces down in there, but this looks like a little candle holder wrap. And this. But there may be a few more of these down in there. They're just a whole bunch of these eggs. This is Easter Unlimited. I wonder if there's a difference between today's eggs and vintage eggs. I don't know.
So with this thing, if we filled it with hot air, it'd be just like you.
No, when I was in the military, I was strict, very strict. I was in for 13 years. And one of the units that I was attached to was, said Western was in the thing. And they used to call me the Wicked Witch of Nav West because you didn't mess around. I would be all over you if you tried to, break rules or skirt rules. So that was kind of funny that you did that.
It's one of those, if you know, you know.
Robert grabbed this. I've hurt my hip a little. So I'm not going to pick up anything heavy. But we've had this in the past. It is a rocket grill. I sold the pieces and parts to it. This one kind of looks like maybe it was unused. How much did you pay for it? $10. But this in and of itself isn't worth a whole lot. This is what is worth a whole lot. These are the bags that you put in it to cook. See, right here's the thing, the user manual also. But we had several boxes of these when we bought it the last time. And I don't remember how much they sold for. But I'm thinking, I want to say, something tells me $25. I don't know if it's $25 per bag or if that's for how much I'm going to list. But I'll have to open it to count, I think, or I'll try to count because they've only been taped. I'm trying to look right now. Yeah, it looks like they've been opened, but I don't think that's a big issue with that.
And those sold really fast, but the parts on this sell too.
Mm-hmm. And right, it says it's by Sunbeam, and right on the thing it says Sunbeam, so you know it's original. So, but that is just one of those. We're not picking up a whole lot of small appliances right now, unless they're almost new and clean.
The knob has sold for $12, and like the lid has sold for $12.
Mm-hmm.
Just those two parts. So there's money in the parts. And she was selling I guess she'd gotten some pallets or returns or something. That's probably what this was from. So this was unused. Didn't have the box, but it was unused.
Yep. All right, and then I grabbed how much was she charging for these?
It's $4 or $5.
Yeah, $4 or $5. We had another pair that was like electrical type boots. They sold for about $50. I looked up the brand right here. Tingley work boots. They are steel-toed. And what did I say? I want to say 50 or 60.
I want to say between 50 and I think it was new or like 90 or 100.
Right. And then these, of course, I would list as used, and they were going to be like 50 or 60. But man, they're huge and they're heavy. I did grab this. This was at the Habitat store in Johnson City. I've done very well with pieces and parts to this set. It is La Machine. The parts, 10, 12 bucks each. There's extras in here, the instructions. So that's probably what I'll do. Hopefully the base motor works, but if it doesn't, that's all right, because I intended on selling this pieces and parts. I'm trying to see right here. I don't think I paid. Did I pay $15 for this?
They had a 30% off sale.
Yeah, it was 30%. So it was 15 minus 30%. So here I said we weren't going to sell a whole lot of small appliances. And then I had 3 to share with you. Sunbeam Mixmaster. Probably not even going to. We may sell the base. This turntable will take off. But the real money in this was the bowls and the beaters. What do you remember about the beaters?
I think the beaters are 15 each, maybe somewhere in there. Or at least I think the bread ones were like 20, just for the bread ones. And then the little spinny thing.
And there's 3 sets in here. There's the regular beaters, the bread ones, and then whatever this little
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
The little spinner is like 10 or 12, and then the bowl is 20.
Yeah, and then I'll check the other ones. But again, if this doesn't work, that's all right. I think maybe this will come off.
It wasn't very clean, but the components were clean.
Yes.
Which was nice.
This was a Robert pickup from this past weekend. It was $1.50. But look, they're these vintage glasses. So that's a him thing. Not quite sure what the value is going to be, but it was interesting enough. At $1.50, why not?
Depending on what they are, they can be $15, $20, $30, $40.
So we picked up this game. We both stood there and counted to make sure that it was complete. It's called Bonanza. Rio Grande Games. Definitely, it's, I think, German made. Kind of like the Hoppa games I like to pick up, or Haba. What did we?
Paid $1, and it's about 15 to 20.
Yeah.
With a pretty good sell-through rate.
Yep. We picked up some of these. They're for in the house. This was from the McDonald sale. That's where I also picked up the Great Adventure Castle and the pirate ship and some more McDonald's toys. But I forgot about this box. Let me show you first. Picked up Hallmark ornament. It is the Haunted Mansion. I think she was charging like $1 each. So I went ahead and grabbed this. I didn't even check comps. It is battery operated, so I'll have to, hopefully it works no problem. And then there was this Disney item. Let's see, what was it? Oh, it was a Minnie Mouse figure. You know, I'm hoping $10 or $15 for it. But this is what intrigued me. I think one of them worked at McDonald's. But I ended up grabbing all of her McDonald's pins because I checked comps, and there's some that sell for a lot. And then there was like a set in one. I'll show you guys in the other one. I have 2 of these boxes full and then some loose. But I paid $30 for all of this that I'm showing you. But it's just a whole lot of McDonald's pins. I don't even think, do they still do pins? Maybe this is an employee thing. I don't know. I don't ever remember pins growing up and, you know, with my kids being made available to buy.
I don't remember. Maybe the employees had to wear a certain amount of flair.
I don't know. Maybe.
We need to talk about your flair.
Really?
15 is the minimum.
Here's the other one. It has even more pins. And I know I looked up this set that's running right here. Just these like 5. And there were sold comps for $15. I mean, there were some McDonald's things that were selling for in the hundreds. I doubt I have any of them. I didn't look closely enough. You know, I'll Google Lens, try to come up with small sets, you know, like based on year or whatever. You know, once I get them out and see if there's any dates or anything on them. But I got the 2 trays. Ooh, that like almost fell. And then she had all of these loose ones, sheets. So just tons and tons of McDonald's pins. So if you've had any experience with the McDonald's pins, let me know. Like, these are all cars and stuff. And then there was some of these packs of like sports pins. I don't know. You know, 1992. So I don't think I did bad. Definitely out of my wheelhouse, but for $30, and I already know that one set's going to sell for $15. I have a feeling that this is a definite, excellent find.
He was a pilot, so I'm pretty sure she was the one that worked at McDonald's. If they did, maybe.
I don't know how she would have. I mean, the first time we went there, the garage was just full of McDonald's Happy Meal stuff. Some of it opened, a lot of it still in its original packs. All right, so now let's get to some toys. Love this. It is Animal Alley Baby. Let's see if we can, don't know, just I really like that. You know, I'm hoping $15, $20 for it. Lots of littles. Oop, I have got to figure this new camera out, y'all. I know people keep saying, well, this way. The ads keep popping up here, so we're trying to keep that open, but I've got to learn. We've changed the cameras and the monitors around. But look, Dakin. I'm trying to see if there's a 1980, looks like 6. A lot of my Dakin I am putting on Etsy, and they tend to be selling a lot quicker over there. This is, look, a lot of this stuff was from the bins. These are, you know, once they've gone to a retail store, they end up at the bins. And that's why I got to save a lot of this stuff, even if it is bread and butter. Not seeing a tag inside of this, but look how cute. A little bull with his nose ring. I'm hoping 15 or so for it. Let's pull out a couple. Huh. I don't know. U of M. Not quite sure where this came from.
U of M is, a lot of times they call that's Michigan, but
yeah,
those colors are, I'm not sure if that's right. I know they're blue, so.
That looks like their colors.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
All right, this is Made in the USA Teddy Bear Factory. just, it got purchased because made in the USA. That tends to do pretty good. It's in nice condition, you know, 15-20. Wild Republic, Dalmatian dog. If I've got other Wild Republic's dogs, I may make a lot. I'm all about making lots right now. All right, this is, looks like Jurassic World Park. I am not seeing a logo or anything anywhere. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. I don't remember taking them off. I had them on. That's just weird. Don't know. $10 or $12. Kohl's Cares. Horton Here's a Who. Probably going to be bread and butter. Look, another Horton. Not quite sure what this whole grass thing is on the bottom. I guess. Oh, right here. He's sitting on the egg. I'm not seeing. Oh, here's a tag. 1983 Dr. Seuss Coleco. Coleco is more known for Cabbage Patch. Oh, look at that. I'm hoping 25 plus for it. Loved this. It is Aurora. Oh, just look how cute that is. It almost has anime look to it, doesn't it? You know, I'm hoping 10, 12 bucks for it. Oh, this is IKEA. It is the Bernese dog. I think they come in different. I usually find the golden Labrador dog thing, and I know for a fact it's large, medium, and small. But I don't know if I've ever had this one this large. I don't know. I'm hoping 25 plus for him. Yes, he's floppy. I do believe he's supposed to be this floppy, but it may just be that the stuffing is breaking down. I'll just say that, and I'll show pictures in various ways showing just how floppy he is. So there's no misunderstanding.
Aren't the large ones of these IKEA plush usually kind of floppy?
I think so.
But I can tell the stuff's clumpy in there too.
Yeah. Yep.
We just need to go to IKEA when we're in Missouri in a few weeks and see if they have one.
I don't know if they still have that or not. It could be a discontinued.
Then even better for resale value.
Look how neat. Very neat. He's got his box hanging out here. Hopefully it works. I don't even know where you're supposed to squeeze to see if it's working at the moment. He looks like Chuck E. Cheese, but I doubt he is. But I'm not also seeing tags. I'll have Robert Google Lens him to see if we can come up with a name. But this is all vinyl, and then this is squishy. I'm not seeing anything on him. So, we'll see. Look. Kangaroo, Roo, Plush. It is Disney stores. I'm hoping $12, $15 for him. Here's one of the kind of like My First Dolls, but it is Evergreen Enterprises Bee Boutique. Don't know. My First Doll blonde. Probably bread and butter. I don't buy a whole lot, but that one was one I've not seen before, so of course I'm going to buy it and see what I can learn. Oh, he's got smudge. Oh, no, he doesn't. That's his string for like nose holes or something. I don't know, but it is Walmart. Very cool. I'll probably just snip that off. I don't think it's going to affect the look. Hopefully 15, 20 bucks. What did we learn?
Bananas in pajamas.
You're kidding. I know the two little bananas, but I didn't know there was... Huh.
Somebody has one. Looks like the same thing. I don't know if it's a... Oh, it's a wrapping wrap.
Wrapping. Ooh,
Somebody has one listed for 30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, I see these spots. I'm going to have to try to figure it out. On the camera, they look darker than they look in real life, but I'm going to have to try to clean that and see what happens. Let me share one more thing with you. Look. He is Eden. He is Mr. Briggs. Snowman. I've sold him in the past, I want to say 50, 60 bucks, but he may have been smaller. This one's going to definitely need a bath, which is going to affect the felt hat and scarf. It just kind of gets more like fuzzballs peeling on it. But there was a point where I could sell these for about $100, but I think the price has gone down a little bit. But we'll see once I get him cleaned up. Definitely anything. Books. I sold an empty tin with Raymond Briggs on it. So just anything tends to sell for this character. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I've still got most of a bag left. I didn't get through too much plush, but gonna have to get it over there, get it cleaned so I can get it processed. This is the week I'm gonna try to get through a lot of these bags, which means it's gonna be a lot of laundry.
And I've packed 2 things this week.
This week? No. The last few days, yes, but you ain't done. That almost makes it sound like you're done for the week with packing.
No, I'm just saying this yesterday and today I got 2 things packed. These big, giant, humongous things.
That are worth over 50 bucks. That was the deal.
Yeah, because if that thing ain't worth 50 bucks, it's not worth the
Pre-pack.
time to cut the box downs and to put all the air pillows in it and just...
Yeah, I've still got that. The Little Tykes truck to get packed, and the ship still needs packed. They're a pain. They really are a pain, because you don't want the boxes being too large, because then you get into the extra fees and of course the dimensional weight, and then it's gonna sit. I definitely encourage you, if you are needing to ship something large, add UPS ground to the shipping options. That I make it my first, because if something's close to me, USPS might be reasonable. Very seldom though, but UPS for larger items, because of the surcharges that USPS just has started putting on large boxes.
Yeah, if it's over 22 inches, then they add $4, and if it's over 30, then they add, I want to say they add another $15 to it.
Yeah, we went to ship a larger plush today, and I had the dimensions, 13, 13, 8, and it would fit in that box. But Robert thought, let's put it in a bag, and ship it just in a bag, because it was just a plain old plush.
Because a bag is like 10 cents or 15 cents compared to the large box is more like 80 cents or $1.
Right. But by the time the package was 18 inches long, the shipping bumped $5. So then we put it in just a regular box, 13, 13, 8 box, and the shipping went down to $6 and something. So, be mindful of how you're going to package something before you list it. All right, y'all, it's time to get to work. Bye.